Broken Country, everyone. Broken Country. I suggest this book right off the back. I'll just say that. If I had to give it a score, 1 out of 5, I'll definitely give it like a 4, a little bit over a 4. It's really good read. And I'm not even into romance novels. So that should tell you something right there. It has mystery, it has the romance, it has the drama, I guess you would say it's a thriller. Parts of it is a thriller. It has a trial going on. Everyone, the farmer is dead. There's somebody that's killed. There's a lot going on in this book. And the author is Clare Leslie Hall. It was released back in March 2025. It's about 320 pages, I believe. And it's a quick read. The way that she writes it, she kind of scatters information about. So it makes it where you're kind of intrigued to finish reading it, to see where things connect. It's like a web, everything is thrown out there. Like, you know how like the fly fishing, how they throw all the fly fish out there, then you gotta reel it back in. That's kind of how this story was written. It's like everything is thrown out there with the trial and everything. So you know there's some drama going on, somebody died, and then you have to go and kind of reel it back in. Is that called fly fishing? I'm not sure. It might be a different type of fishing. But whatever fishing it is, where you throw the net out there, that type of fishing, because I think that's wrong. So yeah, it reels back in, and as you reel in the net back in, you're picking up little detail after detail. So it kind of keeps you intrigued, and you say, okay, that makes sense, that attaches to that. And the story bounces from one timeline to another. There's a 1955 timeline, there's a 1968-69 timeline, and then there's the trial timeline, which is the most current timeline. And so it moves back and forth through all those. There's a lot going on. It has a little bit of everything. The main character is Elizabeth, call her Beth. She ends up in some type of love triangle. I'm trying not to spoil anything. And I'll tell you this right now, the main character, she's not someone that you would strive to be. She's a regular, real person. She makes a lot of mistakes, just like we all do. She puts herself in a lot of bad situations because of her decisions. And she's a great, I guess you have to call her protagonist for this story, because it allows us to see the big picture. It allows us to visit the awful consequences or reactions to grief and how it affects families and communities. And it touches on gossip in small towns. It's based in a small farming community in the UK. And so it has that going on. And so it has a lot of little parts in there. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's pretty much Elizabeth. She has a childhood love that she runs back into as an adult because of a freak accident. And she runs back into her childhood love, or when I think she was about 17, 18 years old when she fell in love with this guy. He moved away. She ended up getting married, and then he comes back into her life, and then there's a bunch of connections. There's a bunch of things in the past that's being revisited. There's a bunch of drama going on with the families. There's the brother-in-law. He's a very triggered individual. He's been through a lot, lost family members, so he's an important figure. The ex from the past, his name is Gabriel. He has a child now from a marriage that he was in, because he got married and then divorced. And so there's a lot going on. She gets too close to the family, to her ex and her husband. God bless his soul. He's the most gentle, nicest, patient person that I've ever come across, or that I've come across in a long time as far as the fiction goes. He's a great patient guy. He allows her to make all these mistakes. He's there for her. He loves unconditionally. And that's probably the most amazing part of the story. Like I said, the main character, she's pretty terrible in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm not saying she's intentionally being a terrible person, but she's just a regular person making a lot of mistakes. And that's just who happens to be our main character. What else about the book? There are some twists in there. There are some spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything. Some spoilers were pretty obvious all the way through from the beginning. When you heard about certain things, you're like, okay, that person's probably related to this person. The big spoiler at the end, I guess it was a good spoiler. There was a parts of the end that it didn't really jive too well as far as the, I can say this without spoiling anything. The fact that the brother-in-law, Jimmy, was able to be coaxed to get inside the car with Gabriel to go back to the farmhouse. That part right there, I'm like, after all what he did, I don't think that part would happen. So that was kind of far-fetched to me. The very, very end, they had some, what they call that, when the story ends perfectly, a fairy tale ending. I guess that's cool, why not? It's just, why not? So overall, I think it's a great book. I went through it like that. I read through it. I got the audio book. I listened to it. I listened to it like one and a half times, and I listened to it at a faster speed. It was a great read. I definitely suggest it. And go and get your Broken Country, and I'll probably give this copy to my niece. So anyway, this is the Picky Reader. Thank you for watching, and suggest the next book you want me to read and review. And I'm thinking about doing spoilers, but I know if I do spoilers, the video is going to be very long because I'm going to go through every single detail. So let me know what book you suggest I read next, and I will talk to you later.